Well, that was one to remember there. Even though we didn't win, it was. I couldn't be happier with my team. Could not be happier with my team. I thought they fought hard. I thought that tonight they realized that they can play with anybody in the country. They can play with anybody in the country. It's just wanting to. That might have been the toughest exhibition I've seen by a team as a player, a coach. I didn't see that long overtime game that they had last year with Syracuse and UConn, or the year before last. But wow. So with that, let's open it up for questions.
Even though you lose the game you're talking about, the effort and everything, is there something that could help this team down the stretch? I know they're tired now moving forward.
Well, I think what can help them is, you look at how they could have easily been out of this game, and they didn't let that happen. You never know if things like that help you in the future, but I believe that they do. And I tried to get that across to those guys. I mean, this wasn't a time to sort of point out every single mistake, because that wouldn't do us any good. But it was really impressive that after the mistakes we made, we just kept fighting and kept fighting. So really nice, really proud of them.
That was exhausting to watch. How were they in the locker room after that?
They were exhausted, but both teams were. I mean, Stanford did a terrific job. They made a few more game-winning plays than we did, but the effort was there. I mean, even down to the last play where we could have easily lost our heads and fouled before we tried to get the steal. And what happens? We get the steal. I mean, that's just effort. And it's just too bad we couldn't cash in on it. But, yeah, it was very exhausting to watch. This was a player's game, I mean, all I was doing was making subs and giving them some suggestions on what to do. And these guys just went out and just laid it all out there.
What do you think of the look you got at that on the last play there that would have won it?
Well, the play worked. Thanks, guys. The play worked. It's just a lot to ask a kid to make a shot like that at the end of the game. But, I mean, even down to the last second, they executed what they should have executed. And they did the play right. The ball just didn't go in. Really good look, too.
How big were offensive rebounds for them?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to really kind of take a look at some things we could have done better, if we had gotten one or two more offensive rebounds right at the right time, could have been a completely different result. But same goes for them. I mean, this was a 4 overtime game, so it's not just one thing. And you can look at the offensive rebounds, but then you could look at our points in the paint and use that as a trade-off. I mean, there's just so many things, so many moving parts that I don't want any of our guys to feel bad about anything other than the fact that we lost the game.
Greg, when you look at the 1-3 conference record, what are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts are that there's a lot of games left. And in my opinion, right now, without having looked at the rest of the teams in depth as if I was doing a scout, we can compete with all of them. So that gives me some comfort. But we got work to do. You have to execute. But this team out here, I'll go to war with at any. And saying go to war, I said I was going to stop using that metaphor. But I'll back these guys no matter what they want to do because they work so hard.
How do you as a coaching staff get these guys to rebound right away?
Yeah, get back to work. Get back to work. I mean, you always fall back on your work. And we'll get back to work on Monday after they've rested and had a chance to sort of recuperate from this kind of battle. I mean, it just takes its toll physically, emotionally, psychologically. So we've got to get past that. You guys have heard me say I'm usually over these by the end of Saturday Night Live, but this one might go a little later than that.
What are you going to send the crowd home happy? I mean, they kind of hung in there with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, this crowd has been supportive of us all season long, and I suspect that they didn't go home with the result they wanted, but they went home proud of the guys that they have representing them in that orange and black out there. I mean, anybody who doesn't, I'd be happy to kind of have a in-depth conversation with them. But our fans are terrific. I mean, they stayed till the bitter end and supported us, and I was really happy about that.
In overtime, did you feel like offensively things started to tighten up for you guys? And if so, was it just, hey, go try to make a play? That type of thing?
No, we were trying things that worked, and we were doing 2 or 3 different things. And when they didn't work, then you have to just go and make a play. But I thought our guys kept their heads and were trying to execute certain things, and they did a good job on defense some of the times, and sometimes there were slip-ups. But like, as I mentioned earlier, when you're getting down to the second and third overtimes, you're playing on instinct. You're really, it's hard for them to hear the crowd. It's hard for them to hear me. It's hard for them to do anything but try and win the game. And I thought they did a great job with it all the way till just the very end.
Did you think a couple shootless three-pointers would be the most interesting thing of the night?
Well, when you're playing a team that's good, we knew that we weren't done back when that stuff was happening, and it's a tribute to them, because I thought we were playing very well at one point, and then they did a great job coming back, and it's just it's hard to find negativity in an effort like that.
Speaking of that, in that stretch you're talking about Moreland, I thought, maybe you had an observation about his defense in that 1-3-1 when you guys were running.
See, we didn't play the 1-3-1 that often.
First half there.
Yeah, we only.
Out trapping.
Yeah, we only actually, I think we did it one possession. We did it one possession. I thought where Eric really made his presence known was helping and blocking shots. I thought he did a terrific job doing that. I mean, how many blocks did he have? 6? That's wow. Okay. And what was his career high before then? Okay. Yeah. That was significant. That was significant.
How big to this team's confidence do you think it is to go to this game and fight as hard as they did against them going to Stanford later on in the season?
Yeah, I think it's going to be important, because it's hard to win on the road. It's hard to win on the road, and we want to win as many games at home and try and sneak as many on the road as we can, and having some confidence that we were able to take this team to the limits that we did will hopefully give us some confidence when we go back there. All righty.